That's
Am I
right.
echoing?
I already shipped the bottle. So
Yay.
our first recipient, Lisette.
Lisette, yes.
Am I remembering this correctly? Lisette
Yes,
in
that's
San
correct.
Antonio. She is going to get hers this week because I already sent.
Yay. And this is the one that will be going to you if you win today. So comment, let us know you're here. And
Brother
I will
here.
start writing down names and we will draw one at the end of the hour, I guess. But today we're talking about how we can avoid the ER vet around the holidays. And I thought it would be good. We have like, there's some common, hello, Crystal. Um, there are some common themes as to why like dogs generally wind up in the ER vet around the holidays. And a lot of them are GI issues. Of
Lots of
course, yeah. You tagged me, was it yesterday? A dog had a literal Christmas tree light bulb in their in their belly. Okay, brothers, Cavaliers, thank you for
Bob
joining us.
W441. Hi.
So, yeah, a lot of GI stuff going on that I think a lot of it we probably don't. Of course, if your dog swallows something that they shouldn't swallow, you probably want to check into that. But
Oh my God.
um, bloat, ingesting bones, that's a big one. Um,
Ingest
pancreatitis,
ornament parts, which was also
ornament,
in that dog. Yeah, the dog
yes.
had chewed parts of the Christmas tree, including a Christmas ornament that was plastic, and a somehow got into a light bulb. One of the little tree lights was in there, and there was a bunch of other stuff too. I didn't look
I
too close.
know. It was a ton of undigested kibble, I know that.
Ah,
Ribbons and tinsel,
ribbons and tinsel,
candles, potpourri, alcohol.
coffee,
Yeah, yeah, chocolate. Those
chocolate,
are,
candies, xylitol, because
mhm,
you have guests over, they put their purse on the floor.
mhm.
Xylitol could be in your like sugar-free gum. That
Yep.
I actually had a client that happened to them not at a gathering or anything. It was regular time of year. Put her purse down, totally forgot that she had gum in there, and her dog went in. Her dog had never shown any interest in her purse before. It was like, and that's my biggest thing is people will say, my dog doesn't do that until your dog does that. And then you're like,
Mhm.
oh, shoot, my dog does do that. So for me, it's like, I don't even give my dog the chance to prove me right or wrong. I just prevent. Because
Yeah,
it only takes that one day that they kind of look twice at that pill you left, where you've
right.
left it every single day for 2 years, and then one day they're like, "What's that?"
Yes, I know. And or you drop things on the floor and you can't find them, or like I won't even if like chocolate is a gift, it's not, it is being like wrapped up. That's not even going. Like I have the most like perfect angel dog ever, but that's not going into the tree either.
Yes, do not put edibles under the tree. First of all, because your edible arrangement is going to be ruined. But also because they smell a lot stronger than us. So you might not smell the cheese and pate and all the stuff that goes in those, like the sausages, but your dog and your cat are definitely smelling that. And then they have to get through like the plastic wrapping, the tinsel, the, filler, the Spanish moss they put in those baskets,
Mm-hmm.
the ribbon, everything they have to get past that, sometimes eating it in the process. And then they get to
Yeah,
the sausage, eat the wrapper with the sausage. And now you're looking at intestinal obstruction.
yeah, which is not fun. Can be thousands of dollars in surgery, right? But I thought it would be really important to start out. Hello, hello, cattle, dog, brothers. So I thought it would be important to start out with. I have 10 reasons why you absolutely would want to go to the emergency room.
Yes.
And just real quickly, for those of you that have just joined us, we are giving away another bottle of Calm. So comment, say hello. We will be drawing a name at the end of the hour. So why do you absolutely want to have immediate veterinary attention for your dog or your cat? So number one is struggling to breathe. This one is like super close to my heart. My my heart dog, my Pomeranian, poor baby. She had trouble breathing on her last day alive. So I don't want to cry, but struggling to breathe. Always, always, always get to the vet right away. Because that could be so many things. If they are like, they can't stop coughing and they can't rest, that can be a huge problem, whether it's something stuck like in their trachea, again, both struggling to breathe and this like constant coughing are heart disease as well. And that is something you want to get on top of right away. Bloat. So like if their stomach is like distended, and you're like, what is going on? That's a problem. You need to see.
Yeah, with bloat, they usually like look like they're trying to like vomit, but they can't. They pace a lot because they kind of feel so uncomfortable. So yeah, if you even suspect bloat, and especially if you have a breed that's predisposed to it, like do not take a chance. Don't say, oh, I'll take them in the morning when the vet opens. Like these are things, unfortunately, you've got to take them to the ER and just rule stuff out. And if you suspect bloat, you call in advance and you tell them you're coming because they need to know, clear a room, and get to work pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think anytime you're going to the ER vet, call them ahead of time, let them know what's going on, what, that you're on your way. Because honestly, where I am in Georgetown, in like that 20-mile radius of me, our regular vets are so overwhelmed that on a regular, normal Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, our ER vets are overwhelmed and you can't even get into the ER vet on a normal day.
Yeah.
So around the holidays, it's going to be, I mean, they may reroute you and say, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go
somewhere else. I've had that here. I mean, I don't even know if my emergency vets would even answer the phone if I called in advance. They're so overwhelmed. I've had that where I sat for 2 hours and like it was minor, but it was still an emergency in the fact that it was ringworm and I didn't want my kids to get it and I needed diagnoses and like pomade or whatever they were going to give me. So I went and waited for 2 hours and then they were like, go somewhere else.
Yeah, I know. And if you can know that ahead of time, it can save, especially in these like really life-threatening like bloat, right? So if they're whimpering in pain, that could be so many things.
Yes.
Like it is, your dog better than anyone else. So I don't want to say like for sure if your dog is like actually whimpering, then that's very serious. Some dogs are just really, really sensitive. So your dog better than anybody else.
Well,
my dog screams like a woman.
I have a whimpering dog that like obviously you can see what is setting her off. Like if it's a storm, we've talked about her noise phobia. Yeah. But I had a dog who was 6 months old and came in from playing outside and like was kind of limping. And then she spent like 2 hours whimpering. And we were like, okay, this is not normal because she wasn't a whimper. She was tough as rocks, that one. She probably ate rocks. And we took her to the emergency vet only to find out she had broken a toe. So she was whimpering because she had legitimate pain. So yes.
Yeah.
If this is, and she wasn't screaming like a woman. I love that. I'm going to steal that. She wasn't screaming like a woman. She was just kind of laying low and like, it was the end of the day. So it was like, we usually laid low at that time, but it was the, and it was kind of like every exhale was like a little complaint. And honestly, I was impressed she wasn't screaming like a woman because she had a broken toe.
Yeah. Well, I remember my Pomeranian got stung by a bee one time. And the only reason I figured it out, she was like running in circles and like wouldn't put her foot on the ground. Like she kept trying to put her foot. So I finally like had to grab her and I'm looking at her paw and I could see the stinger and I, got tweezers and pulled it out. But like, I'm like, it was just like, she was like, and running in circles. My poor baby. So, you you can assess the situation, but if they're whimpering like that, generally it means there's something really going on. If their gums are yellow, or I would even say, like, so yellow is a problem. This is probably something that's been coming on for a while. But I would even say if they're really, really pale, there are some things you can do at home if your dog has pale gums, but that's beyond what I think, a conversation on social media should handle, and get to your vet.
Yeah, because that could be poisoning. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of things. That could be obviously internal organ stuff, but it could be something like urgent as poisoning. So definitely any kind, especially if it's paired with anything like lethargy or it's paired with confusion. I had a dog the dog who broke her tooth. She got into Proin, which is a pill for bladder incontinence. That was another dog's. She smelled the beef scent through the jar and broke the jar apart, got into the pills. And it wasn't until I realized that she was kind of like acting a little drunk that then I looked at her gums. And then I was like, okay, what did she get into? And I went around the house. I knew it was because she's a counter surfer, knew she was going to get into something. So I went around the house and I saw that what she had gotten in. Immediately called poison control, immediately called the vet, took her immediately. But that should be like a sign, because like when I opened her mouth, it was white. Like she was in bad shape.
Yeah, absolutely. If they're dragging their legs, struggling to walk, they're falling down or collapsing, these are all serious things. Seizures. Unless, if you have a dog that you are managing their seizures, you understand there are things going on, but like if a seizure happens out of nowhere, this is something you and your dog have not experienced before, you're not prepared for this, please get into your vet's office. Uncontrolled vomiting and or diarrhea. That could be so many things, including obstruction, as we were just talking about earlier. And of course, trauma. So like being hit by a car, attacked by another dog, big gaping wounds, things like that. So those are some reasons that you absolutely, hands down, please go to the ER vet right away.
And I want to add about the obstruction. A lot of pet parents don't realize that even though there's an obstruction, there could be diarrhea or there could be, people think obstruction, they think it's stopped. Actually, the inflammation causes fluid buildups, and like it's usually very watery diarrhea, very watery vomit, but it's a sign that something's wrong when it's like explosive or super watery and uncontrollable, along with your pet is lethargic, whining, complaining, because an obstruction is going to be painful. So by the time it gets to the point where there's nothing coming out, we're in big trouble. So take those early warning signs of vomiting and diarrhea as a warning sign that you should go immediately, and that they can either induce vomiting, depending on where it is. They're obviously going to do x-rays to find out what it is, where it is, and then they'll induce vomiting or surgery, which, you know what? I was surprised that Socks, in 12 and a half years that I had her, never had to have surgery to remove anything. She never had an intestinal obstruction. I don't know. I'm telling you, she was like tough as but I fully expected at some point she would be a super danger to herself and she would end up with some kind of surgery, because some dogs, and the thing is, no matter how much I tried to manage it, she was smarter than me. She was more of an opportunist than me. So like, you have to expect that. You definitely be on the alert for these signs. And if you have a dog like Kim, then maybe you're out of the ordinary. And even then you're going to be like, wait, Kim's usually like really even keel and like happy. And now something is different. So take that as a sign to observe. But obviously, as I just said, it's really, by the time you see these, usually the patient is pretty advanced. And that's why we're saying that.
Absolutely. And I think, yes, obstructions in dogs happen far too often. And, that's a lot of what we have talked about. But I really want to stress with our cats, like, for some reason, and maybe this isn't you, but for a lot of cat parents, we kind of like, we don't how do I want to say this? We don't put as much attention into what our cats are doing as we do our dogs. Like, and obstructions in cats are very, very serious as well and can happen just as easily, especially with string and tinsel. And, you know, they have fun with all these toys we buy them, but like they can pull a string off of something and it gets tied up inside of their intestinal tract. Like that is a huge, huge problem. I had a cat who was vomiting with diarrhea at the same time for more than a day, and I insisted. My vet was like, "It's okay," and I was like, "No, we need an X-ray because there could be something going on that I don't know inside of this cat's." Unfortunately, I was wrong. Thank goodness I was wrong. But I'm like, no, please, just you're gonna make me feel so much better if we just get this X-ray done.
Better.
Yes, because I feel like I don't know, we take cats for granted,
It's not
maybe.
that. I feel like we forget how, especially for
Mhm.
me, I have a cat that here. I'm trying to teach my husband, like, this cat has access to the counter. We forget that they can access more things than
Yeah,
dogs. And just because we're at work and we don't see them climb on the refrigerator, just they don't climb on the refrigerator. Because
yeah,
we're out and don't see them like getting into the Christmas.
right. Yeah.
So cats are more curious. Cats are more agile, and we forget that they are so agile. Actually, add my best friend Grace to your list because she's over here on Facebook.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Yeah, and if you guys are on, we are going to do a giveaway at the end of this. So please
Yes.
comment, say hi, so we can enter you in the giveaway. You are going to be entered to win Calm by Dog Health. Which let's talk about what that would do for some holidays as prep. Like if somebody gets that and
Yes.
their pets.
So, yeah, Calm from CBD Dog Health is a full spectrum hemp extract that also, and it's in an MCT oil, and it also has lavender essential oil in it for added calming. Let me write down Diane before I forget. Hello, Diane. Diane, Echo. Okay. Echo. So, yeah, this is great I actually was just listening to Angela talk about this again today. Really great to just take the edge off. So you're not going to like be sedating your dog with this, but you're
No.
just going to take the edge off of things to where they can be relaxed and calm and still go about everything that they need to do. They can participate and play and go outside and go potty and do all the things,
Yeah. This is
but they're
not
just going to,
like
they're just going to be like,
full bottle in order for it that you know. Overdose. You wouldn't want to do anyway because it's costly, it's expensive. So
yes,
you wouldn't do it anyway. So
no,
don't worry about your pet themselves. Like I think that's like a very big concern when using anything calming. It's like
yeah,
chemicals not going to drug your pet. CBD is not the right CBD is not going to drug your pet. We only recommend dogs for that reason because we know what we believe, that it is the best on the market.
yeah,
Whether go buy something else, I can't speak to that product, but this one,
right,
we're not being paid to say this. This just
no,
and it's good stuff. So don't worry about the sedating effect. It's just like that level 10 comes down to a level 6 or a level 5.
yeah.
They're more at ease, and that's what we all want, right?
Absolutely. So the holidays are a great time to onboard something like this if you've never tried it before. Um, and as we talked about last week, like there's no test for how deficient the endocannabinoid system. By the way, hello Alexa, thank you for joining us. And Diane wants to see what's on your t-shirt.
Ho ho ho!
You're all Christmassy.
I got it at Michael's. It was so cute. Myself, my mom was like, oh my gosh, I need this shirt. Ho 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 with little puppies. But thank you for noticing.
So cute. Yeah, so what are like some of the, I think I said this last week, low-hanging fruit that we can talk about. We can talk about, we've already talked about not putting food underneath the Christmas tree, wrapped or not. Hello, Raw Pets Food. Um, so wrapped or not, we're not putting any food under the Christmas tree.
Have a cat, don't use ribbon. Like if you want
No ribbon.
the wrapped presents under the tree, by all means, but like use those big chunky maybe ribbons, you know, like the big bows. They're a little 1982, but they're cute. Don't do the ribbons, or you know, just don't put anything on it until it's time to give that closer to the actual date, because the longer it's there, the more like your cat might like walk by it one time and then walk by it again, and now I'm like interested in it, and now I'm like tapping it, and now I'm going and smelling it, and so you're giving them more time to get acquainted with something that could really mess them up internally. So yeah, just avoid these things. If you have a Christmas tree and your cat is showing a ton of interest in like the light bulbs, get, you know, the strangulation risk is very serious this year, because I don't know with my new cat what I'm going to do. So I bought like a smaller naked tree to put in the corner, so we still have somewhere to put our gifts. But avoid the tinsel, avoid the flocking, that stuff that makes your Christmas tree look snowy. That stuff is toxic for everybody in the house. It gets everywhere. Your cat's going to be covered in it. Your dog, who is big enough, is going to be covered in it. Your house is going to be covered in it. If you have little kids, it's going to be in their food and their hair. It's just not a good idea. So avoid the flocking, avoid the tinsel, delay the ribbon if you must have ribbon. Just make smart choices so that you're like, you know, I wish I could have a gorgeous tree on the 3rd, like on the, you know, on the 13th, ready to go. Like, you're not going to have that this year. You're going to have this, you know, maybe the night, the 24th, you start wrapping stuff and putting it under. But avoid leaving food out. Like if you have people over, like obviously don't put the chocolate where your dog can reach it. My dog loves chocolate. Like if my kids are eating chocolate, she's like standing there because she's gotten a couple pieces, and luckily she's big, and you know, I have little kids, so like what she's gotten, I don't even know. But she's an opportunist, so if we leave anything on the coffee table, I know she's going to go for it. And when you're gathering and when you're saying hello and somebody's coming to the door, before you know it, that steak is gone, that you know, brie, the baked brie is on. And like, we're going to talk about pancreatitis, I'm sure, and we're not going to blame fat for pancreatitis, but a whole baked brie is probably not the best meal for your pet this holiday season. So just be proactive with whatever you're putting out. Cocktails, like chances are your cat and your dog are not going to like want to take a second sip, but that first sip is probably not a good idea anyway. Just like be smart about what you do, like baby proofing, but like pet proofing. And I don't know, like if you see your pet showing a lot of interest in something, maybe manage it and move it, put it away for next year. Like my cat's still pretty young, so I know that what I do this year may not be what I do next year, but I'm going to take my precautions. And that's just to stay out of the emergency vet. I don't want to go there.
I know. And it's like, you know your pet best, but I can't help but, even as like we're opening presents on Christmas morning, there are trash bags. Like we're not just throwing stuff everywhere to clean up 4 hours later and letting the dog wander through all of it. You know what I mean? Like it's going in the trash bag right away.
It's pleasant at that point anyway. You got to move
toys
and for the things that you're going to tinker with. Yes. And also take your trash out. So like after your party, you're tired, you're boozy, whatever, don't leave the trash like half open with food leaking out, because your dog and your cat are gonna get into that. Take it out to the outdoor bin. Make sure that if you have like a counter surfing dog or a dog that gets into your trash can, baby proof the trash can. They sell stuff on Chewy, on PetSmart, on Amazon that's like $12, and you can put it on your cabinets, whatever. My cat opens drawers. Like if he knows that his food is in something, he'll open the drawer. Luckily it's canned food, so that he can't really do much with it. But if there were kibble in there in a bag, he would break into the bag. So I know to baby proof or cat proof or Van Gogh proof, but just take the precautions and know your limitations. Like if you're drinking your wine and having a good time and the trash is getting full, take it out before it gets to the point where like now it's like urgent. Just remember that your pet is going to be very interested in all of these flavors, all of these smells. I mean, it's literally like we come in and we like tempt them with the best stuff, and then we're like, bad dog, don't eat that.
Right? Yes. I know it's like those videos that you see where it's like their dogs are like looking at you bringing in a whole daggone tree, and they're like, I can't bring a stick in this house, but you can bring a whole daggone tree, right? Like, what are we doing here?
My mom is not entered, but she just joined us on
Oh,
Facebook. Hi, Mom.
hello.
Mom, it's super late. Why are you on?
Oh my goodness.
Super late.
Hello, hello, Isabel's mom.
I've told you about. She's my room.
Oh, yes.
My nephew Rocco's on.
Aw, how sweet.
There's so much love.
Yes. So, yeah, like, and talk, if you're going to have guests over, talk to your guests ahead of time. And if you are insistent upon inviting somebody into your house that you cannot trust, then maybe you need to put your pet in a safe space while they are there.
Yes. Yeah. And elaborate on can't trust. Like, can't trust to close a door, can't trust them to be nice to your pet.
To listen to you. I mean, really, like if you tell somebody, hey, don't give my dog scraps off of your plate because I don't know what you're going to give my dog. Maybe it has onion in it, maybe, right?
Yes.
And they're like, oh, but it's fine. And you're like, no, seriously, it's not fine. And you can't trust them to not give your dog something behind your back. Then, one, maybe don't invite them. But if you are insistent on inviting them, maybe
they're not coming.
maybe protect your dog in other ways.
Yeah, and it's what we talked last week. We talked about creating a safe space. So like your pet doesn't feel like they're missing out the fun. They have like a shuffle mat with treats. They have music. They have their favorite bed, toys. Maybe they're obviously their litter box if they need it. All those things are in one room. They feel cozy. They kind of maybe they'll whine at the beginning, but eventually they'll relax and they'll like be better off. And everybody will be happier because you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, who's coming in the door? Did somebody see the cat? Like, I would never host with my cat out, ever.
Right, yeah.
I can't be, like, serving cocktails and making sure my cat's not getting out the back door. Like, that's just, just to minimize. And the last thing I want on the holidays is for my pet to be missing. Like, I'll take the emergency vet over missing pet because at least the emergency vet, like, we know we're in the right place. We're getting medical attention. Like, if your pet goes missing, and most rescues and shelters are, because of the holiday, it's such a crazy layer. So if you really want to host, by all means, obviously host, but just host in a way that everybody has a good time, including your pets. You wouldn't have your kids at like a 10 p.m. cocktail party probably. So why would you have your pets? Like I kind of put them all to bed. Goodbye.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you can, if you want to bring them out on a leash to say hi to people, to make them feel like, they are part of the festivities and doing all the things, then do that. But, and I say leash, I mean, some people walk their cats on a leash. That's up to you. I would think most cats are not. Yeah.
But for him, but honestly, I would just like enjoy the people because I can enjoy the pet. I feel like we really do humanize pets a lot by being like, oh, they want to be part of the party. They don't. They really don't. Like they really don't. Like they probably are curious about what's going on downstairs or in your house, and they probably do want to lay eyes on who's there, what's going on. But they don't want to like sit your small talk. They really don't. Hi, my sister, and hi, Rachel. Then so I can put you. My mom does not need to be entered because she doesn't have a dog, but my does. Would love.
Okay, sister.
Some calming CBD.
Ooh, fun. Okay, cool. We have quite a few names in here. Yeah. So, let's talk about pancreatitis because it's probably just GI upset in general is probably one of the biggest that gets animals into the ER vet. And here's the thing. It is ultimately it's an inflammatory response, but really it's insulin resistance that is leading to pancreatitis. And when we think of insulin resistance, we're thinking of sugars,
Yes.
starchy carbohydrates. So yes, when you get this diagnosis of pancreatitis from your veterinarian, we may need to use a low-fat food immediately, but we don't want to stay on a low-fat food forever. We want to actually um, like we want to pay attention to the root cause and we want to attack the root cause of what's going on. And so I think because initially, like the immediate response is a low fat food, we think of like we demonize fat. And that's not at all the case. What often will happen, and I've actually seen this happen both ways. So you'll have a dog who has been eating high processed, ultra processed, high heat processed, rendered, dry, high starchy carbohydrate foods that we know as kibble for years and years and years and years and years. And their pancreas is so taxed because the pancreas is the only organ to produce amylase. And I don't want to get too sciencey with you guys, but that amylase is the only thing that processes these starchy carbohydrates in a dog's body. So the pancreas is spending its entire life being really, really highly taxed, which, by the way, pancreatitis is considered damp heat in traditional Chinese medicine. So we have this fire burning out of control. And then you add on top of that this dry kibble diet, our dogs are dehydrated. So like it's just this like perfect storm. And then they get a huge hunk of turkey skin, like really fatty piece of turkey. And we blame the turkey because it was the trigger, but really the reality is that the pancreas was so overtaxed for so long that it just couldn't handle properly this one piece of turkey that this dog got at Thanksgiving or Christmas, right?
Right.
And so we really should not be blaming what ultimately is actually a really super wonderful, healthy food that our dogs should be able to enjoy.
Right.
I've also seen it happen where a dog is beautifully fed a whole fresh food diet for its entire life, gets into a bag of kibble, and that is like, oh, now I've got pancreatitis. So like I've seen it happen both ways.
But it's also too, like, we don't always, the body's kind of lazy, right? So like we have the enzymes we use often, but like if we don't have a use for the enzyme, the body's not producing it. So when you are just eating the same kibble for 5 years,
Yeah.
you have these enzymes. And as who used to be vegan, then went veggie, then started eating meat, like you have to take that slowly as a human, as a dog, whatever, because when a dog is a scavenger on the street, they're getting everything. So those enzymes are going, right? They have like everything balanced. But like if you have them on like a super specific diet of like chicken and lentils and like pumpkin or whatever recipe you buy, and whatever is on there, you have every day, twice a day for 4 years, then yes, that turkey skin is going to be like, whoa, undigestible. But it's not because it's not digestible. It's because your body's not used to it. And it happened to humans. I'm sure anybody who's been on a vegan, vegetarian, meat eater diet can tell you. And the problem is that we as humans, of course, we feel bad being like, I'm going to have this huge feast and you can't have any. So we overcorrect by giving them a piece of the green bean casserole, which is like all covered in like creams and stuff. And then and it comes from like a can with like tons of salt. And then we are giving them the turkey skin and the turkey breast. And then we're also giving them whatever, veggies on the table, like Brussels sprouts, which now just adds like a whole layer of gassiness to the whole process. And now the pet is so uncomfortable that now we're like, oh no, my pet has pancreatitis, that turkey or that Brussels sprout. And it's not that, it's that we went from 0 to 60 overnight and now our pet's paying the price. So like, it's not only what are you giving them? Like, sure, like avoid the stuff that's super high in salt, the stuff that's super sugary, especially for cats. Like cats don't need sugar, they don't taste it. Avoid like anything that's super spiced. Like if you're doing your turducken and you're smoking it and you're doing all these layers of Creole seasoning on it, don't give your pet that. Like they're not ready for those spices, just like you
Right.
coming to El Paso have a really good first few days if you're eating all the spices here. It's the same concept, but we forget. And I feel like we, in many cases, like to spoil our with food, but then we forget that what we're really doing is like giving them a stomach ache for no reason. Give them a little bit of turkey. By all means, like almost any pet can tolerate some turkey breast. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, share that with them. Maybe a little bit of baguette, right? Like your dog's on kibble. Like, what's the difference between a little piece, like your base, whatever? But like, keep it simple. Like, always keep it simple.
Yeah, and I mean, you can always put, like, if you're using fresh green beans to make a green bean casserole, put a few off to the side before you start cooking, or carrots, or whatever you have going on, and I'm sure everybody's having a wonderful feast. Like, prepare ahead of time and know that, like, yes, give them a little bit of the turkey breast, just don't include the skin, right? Or, but you also can do things with their own food to make it more fun, and like you don't have to give them exactly what you're eating. They might think that they want it, but maybe they don't actually really want it. Like take the opportunity to add an egg yolk to the top of their food, or
like if
you know,
scrambled eggs.
Yes.
Morning before you salt them. That's the perfect thing to indulge your pet in, because they probably can tolerate that. Maybe it'll give them a little gas, but it shouldn't if it's not something you do often. We give our pets, both of my pets, eggs all the time, scrambled eggs, because my kids never finish them. I always like give them a little bit. Then I salt my kids' plate and don't salt, the other stuff, because they do have a mix of kibble. So I know they get, well, not the cat, but the dog. I know she gets plenty of salt, so I don't need to salt her eggs. But I also think like we just have to remember that we're in charge. Like, just because our pet wants something, and I can tell you this as a parent, just because your pet or your kid wants something doesn't mean that you're going to give it to them. And I know that like some people are really strict with their kids, but like really pushovers with their pets, or vice versa. Like, you have to set the limits. Otherwise, you're going to be the one ending up at the emergency vet on the 26th, 27th, or even, New Year's. Like, nobody wants to do that. And I actually went to New Orleans for Christmas 2015, and not because of anything I did, but I ended up at the emergency vet on the 25th on vacation with my dogs. I took all 4 dogs to New Orleans because we were living in Louisiana. She had a horrible UTI. She had it chronically. This is sucks. This is all sucks. Every story. But we were there, and it was so sad because there was a ton of dogs that were sick from the holiday. There was a ton of euthanasias, and that like it hurts even more because it was the 25th. And so it's not a place I recommend going over the holidays, because when people are at the vet on the 25th, it's usually for pretty serious. So this whole holiday season, avoid the vet and avoid losing your pet. Like, truly, like the last thing I would ever wish on anybody, my worst enemy, is to like lose their pet around the holidays. Like, take all the precautions.
Yeah. And I think it's probably important to say, if you do wind up at the emergency vet, period, if you, like, this is just I can't believe we're saying this. This is just a blanket statement all the time, but like, especially around the holidays when it's super busy, there are lots of ways, like, be kind. Like, I know, like, they're stressed. They're stressed out too. They're not home with their families.
On a holiday. They're working on a holiday. They've probably been working long shifts because somebody's on vacation that, had this ready to go. They're already staffed as it is. You don't want to put any more pressure on your veterinary team, because they're literally there to save the day. Another person that don't put a lot of pressure on is your pet sitters. Set up for them, leave everything that they ask you for. Make sure you have the emergency contacts. If you're traveling, talk to them about what happens if your dog gets gastroenteritis or something, or like a gastritis or something, because you are gone and they're nervous. Have a plan in place, because all of these veterinary and pet sitting professionals are working when everybody else is off. So they're already like doing their best. They're already sacrificing their own time. And like, most of them don't get paid extra for working on the holidays. They might get like a time and a half on the 25th, but like, that is not, it doesn't come close to like having to like not see your family, not be with your friends and loved ones. So just always be nice and follow their instructions, and like follow up when they ask you to answer, be responsive to your pet sitter if there's an issue. Like, just because you're on vacation and celebrating and enjoying a glass of champagne doesn't mean your pet sitter doesn't need an answer about something that's going on at home. If you're boarding, remember that your pet could be exposed to this whole virus thing. Have a plan in place. Make sure that your boarding facility knows your veterinarian, knows who they are. Leave a card information at your vet, so that, if you can't be reached, your pet can get the emergency care that they need. And also, if your pet is not used to being boarded, know that that could be really stressful for them. So talk to the boarding facility, the pet sitter, see if they'll administer something like Calm from, CBD Dog Health. Talk to them about what they would do if your pet started having like loose stools. There are products on the market, and I'll post one later that's actually something that I have. I've never had to use it, but I have a product that is for both cats and dogs. It's from WinPro Pet, and it's like something to give when there's an acute stomach issue. That's just that it's not being caused by something serious, and it's like, oh, they have an upset stomach, they are dehydrated, they're throwing up or vomiting. So it's something that you can administer. It's dosed. It's a nice, thing to have until maybe you get home. So talk to your professional to see what they're willing to administer, what how they're going to reach you if you're abroad, and who your emergency contact is, and what they are able to do in your place. Just have those precautions in place, because they are working so hard. Like, professional pet sitters might have 15, 20 visits a day over the holidays. So if they're calling you from your house, it's because they literally can't leave to the next pet until they hear from you about what next steps you want them to take. So always be considerate with their time, even though you're on vacation. Of course, you're paying them, but it's a team effort. It's not supposed to be just, they don't work for you. This is a team. This is a team, a pet care team, like you like to say.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think I was just looking over the list again. So never, ever, 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 ever give cooked bones to your dog. Never, ever, 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 ever give rawhide to your dog.
If somebody comes and gives you one of those gifts that's like the Christmas colored dyed rawhide, say thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'll give this to them when we're watching a movie later, and just like put it away. And then as soon as they leave, throw it in the trash, just like right in the trash.
Yeah.
And if it gives you a retractable leash, do the same thing. I don't care how cute it is. Trash.
Yes.
Don't donate it. Don't donate these things. But the pets, the rescues don't want them. The shelters don't want them. Just throw them away. And if you are looking for gifts for the holiday season, those are not good. Give gifts. Don't give your family retractable leashes, rawhide of any type. And then just, our suggestion always is single ingredient treats. One ingredient, the best quality, made in the US. You find that anywhere right now. Right now, you can find that anywhere. Target.
Yeah, you can.
Chewy online, whatever. One ingredient, chicken hearts, beef liver, whatever. Perfect gift. Put a ribbon on it. Don't put a ribbon on it. Put a big one and give it to them. And that's it. You look like a queen with the dog hat, and you won't be risking giving a terrible gift. Yeah, those are awful. If you don't know how bad rawhide is, go look up Planet Pets. He has an amazing, very video on what goes into making that cute Christmas colored bone.
Ugh, it is so gross.
It is awful.
It is so gross.
You'll never want to even look at them again.
Right. And I think, so we talked a little bit about ornaments, but I think it's pretty common for human moms. How do I want to say that?
Oh, I'm called out. What?
Well, to use ornaments that aren't glass because you got little kids, right? But I think the same consideration, especially with those wagging tails, like at least don't put the glass or the breakable, if it gets broken and you're going to be upset about it, don't put it anywhere near the bottom of the tree.
Especially if you have a puppy or a kitten, just don't put those out this year. Like, keep them for future years. Like, I promise you, your pet will get to the point where you can put those out, but like this might just not be the year for it. And I was actually surprised at the thing I tagged you in, because I know that I had a dog, Titan, actually. Take the heat off socks now. But he was a puppy. He was still kind of teething, and we put up our Christmas tree, and he did crunch on one of the glass ornaments. And I was like, of course, like immediately I took everything. I was younger and I didn't know any better. I never imagined that a dog would crunch glass that didn't smell like or taste like food, but they do. It's a sensory thing. It's interesting. It's something to chew on. I mean, it doesn't have to make sense to us, but it makes sense to them. So I was surprised that this dog that got into stuff, this reel that we saw, actually chewed a plastic ornament. So I thought those were pretty, like, I guess more chew proof, but not always. So if you have a chewer, avoid like, or just like, you know, if it's a dog, you know, go from like the middle up or something, because they can chew them. I mean, the quality of stuff is, you know, worse and worse every year. All this stuff is like, you know, volume made and like not, you know, it's meant to be consumerist heaven. So it's not really meant to like last long. And if your pet is a chewer, they're going to get into those ornaments. They're going to get into your garlands. They're going to get into whatever, you know, tree skirt you use. Like all of those things, like take a look, make sure there's no like, you know, like little things like embellishments that they could swallow, because that really it could be like the dumbest thing that lands them in the emergency vet.
It always is, isn't it?
It is.
Well, and it seems like that particular dog, that because he also had the light bulb, like the little Christmas tree light bulb, like was just indiscriminately grabbing and chewing it. Like I'm figuring the tree was unplugged because he didn't mention anything about like the dog being electrocuted. So it sounds like to me, like the dog was just kind of indiscriminately grabbing and chewing. From the tree.
Interesting, because you know, obviously nobody was supervising him for at least a little bit. No hate or judgment on the parents. For however long it took him, because sometimes it doesn't take long at all. Nobody was supervising this dog. So it makes me wonder, like, how about the people who are going to work, like leaving for hours at a time? Like, make sure that you not only have your tree off, but unplug it, because there are those plugs that like it stays on all the time, but then you like press it. It's still connected to power. So like best to just unplug things. Best to tie your tree up so it doesn't collapse. Like we used a command hook and fishing wire, and we just put the command hook behind the tree where you can't see it, wrap the fishing wire where you can't see it. But if my cat does that whole like, you know, body surfing on the tree thing that they like to do, it's not coming down. So those kind of precautions. I remember I had a client when I had a pet sitting business that left on like a week vacation, and they left the Christmas tree on, right? So like my pet sitter at first was like, oh, it must be on a timer. Goes the next morning, it's still on. Goes the next afternoon, it's still on. And so thankfully I had older, smarter, more like life lessoned employees. So she was like, Isabel, I feel like they're not, I think they left the tree on like perpetually. And so I called the client. I was like, what, you know, I texted the client or something. Is it on a timer? Do you want me to unplug it? She was like, no, it's fine. It's not on a timer. It just stays on forever. And I was like, if you don't mind, we're just going to unplug it while we're taking care of your pet. And it was a cat. It was a cat.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we're going to unplug it. And like, that's just like the safest thing to do. If you have it on a timer, that's great. But also like if your pet starts gnawing on it, that timer may not be enough to not have some kind of electricity flowing through there. You'd have to like look at that particular timer and see how much it blocks. But like, just to be on the safe side, if you can't supervise your pet, baby proof your tree and unplug things. And candles, as much as I love candles, I have flameless candles all over my house. They look beautiful. Costco and Sam's Club has them. They come in like I bought like too many boxes last year. They're wonderful. They, you know, they work on a battery. That's a great way to build like atmosphere, Christmas spirit without like the risk of like a home fire or, you know, an injury to your pet. Because, you know, these things are things that we don't think about until we're like, oh no, the cat burned his nose on the candle.
Right. Not to mention the chemicals and everything from the
Yeah.
scented, like, blah, blah, blah.
And yeah, especially this time of year, they're all very scented. That's definitely not good for your pets, especially your cats.
Yes, yes, yes. So, okay, let's pick a name.
Yay!
Pick a name. So hopefully you're still here if I pick your name. Here's the calm bottle of calm you're gonna get as my.
We will ship it.
Yes, I'll get it out tomorrow.
Get it.
All right.
Don't need it. Just let us know. We'll go to the next person.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think the person I picked, I was looking through and she's in the UK. So I'm sorry, Diane. I'm sorry. I know. Okay.
It would get there in like now.
If we could even get it there.
Oh, that's right. DVD, right?
Yeah. Oh, Michelle Hansen.
Michelle.
Yay! Yes, DM me with your mailing address, Michelle, and I will get it out to you tomorrow. This exact bottle, will be coming to you. In fact, I'm gonna put it right back in the little plasticky thingy. So next Monday is Christmas. So we will not be here next Monday. But hello, Dr. Harvey. So we're just finishing up, but
The Treat Fairy and Neil Resto over here on Facebook, and hello, Julie Williams, and
yes, all these wonderful people. Thank you so much for joining us. You'll be able to come back to this because we started out with 10 reasons why you absolutely should get your pet into the veterinarian's office right away. And then we talked about some things you should be doing to make sure you are not winding up in the ER vet over the holidays.
Do a ton of anecdotes from my dog that gave me so much to work with and taught me so much. She will forever be my vet because she was the biggest challenge ever. The worst and the best all at the same time. So
yes.
We will be back
you.
First.
Yes.
We should do like a little like mimosa
something fun for
drink, but I do, and it's the first. To me, the holidays end on the 6th because of Spain. Spain celebrates the Three Kings on the 6th, so I go from the 24th through the 6th, and it's the holidays for me. So I will be mimosas on the 1st, and we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions for pet parents. And
yes,
we both have different resolutions. If you are interested in improving your pet's diet, you will absolutely want to hear what Jessica has to say because we've not even discussed this and I already know what she's going to say. Diet. And I will talk about maybe exercise and enrichment and that we can do very easily if we get into a routine about it. So we'll just share ideas of how we can make our pets' lives better in 2024. Not that we're not already doing everything we can, but just like easy things that we can incorporate and get a fresh start for the new year.
Yes, sounds like so much fun.
And guys for allowing me to stuff my Christmas cards while I was talking to you.
Oh, how cute.
Notice that I was something over here that time's running out and Mama's late and Mama's very, so I'm stuffing cards so that I can send them to the family and hopefully they'll go out tomorrow.
Well, so my podcast tomorrow is with BC Henchen, and he is the pet food guy. By the way, he knows like everything there is to know about the behind the scenes of pet food. So definitely an episode you don't want to miss. And then what do you have coming out this week?
I have Sam Hutchison of Bear Spice, the best single ingredient you'll find. And she's a friend of ours, and we celebrated Christmas. Well, I celebrated Christmas, and she was a Grinch. She doesn't love Christmas, and I invited her to be my guest for Christmas episode. The day we were recording, she doesn't really love Christmas, so we still had a good time with it. It's really funny because we talked about why single ingredient dog and cat treats are the best gift, because I am convinced that if anybody shows up at my house with a single ingredient dog or cat treat, they know what's up. So we talked about that. We just played some games about Christmas and like what her favorite Christmas movie is, which I'm sure you know is The Grinch because she's a Grinch. And we just had a good time. I hope that you guys will enjoy that. And last week, I did put out the episode with Kirsten Brand, who created a helmet for dogs that are noise phobic. And I really want you guys to, if you have a noise phobic dog, watch that episode. Send it to people who don't believe you that noise phobia is a real thing and that you really do have to be home on the holidays because of it. And check out, she shows us the helmet and it's really cool. So I really encourage you to watch that episode because it was really fun, but it was also really informative. And I just thank you guys for joining us. It was fun today.
Yay. It was so much fun. Can't wait to talk. So two weeks, we'll talk to you guys again in the new year.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? We're 2 weeks away.
Well, I'm going to talk to you at some point during, like, do a happy hour. I'm not recording anymore for the year, but I usually do happy hour after I record. So hopefully this Wednesday at 4, I can still do happy hour. So that is something that I'm going to do. And then next week, I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen next week.
Well, I'm getting a massage this Wednesday because I'm doing a 3-day water fast that I'm starting tomorrow.
I saw that.
And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And so Wednesday, like right in the middle, I'm going to go get a massage and just kind of chill out.
Yeah, I do water fast too. I don't drink enough water. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not going to eat any food for 3 days.
I would never do that. Like I talk about food for 3 days and just drink. And I am the person who's drinking everything but water, and I'm not doing that. So yeah, this is why we love coming to you together because we're both so different. Like I will be doing a champagne fast. So if all you're drinking that, it's a fast. So I'm doing fast for the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, I don't know that you will get the same results that I'm going to get.
Is that a challenge?
I think there's
people are gonna be like, she has a problem. I'm just kidding. I have a family. This is fast.
No, but really I am following Gary Brecka's 3-day water fast because I have never done it before and he kind of eases you into it. So I will actually have some bone broth tomorrow to kind of ease me into it and then really.
Have you done any kind of fast, like 24 hours, 48 hours?
No. I've only been doing intermittent fasting. So like I'll stop eating at like 6 or 7 and then I don't eat until the next day at lunch.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I love intermittent fasting. I just don't know that I could do a 3-day fast because what happens is then I just feel like I'm thinking about what I can't eat all the time. I'm a very bad dieter for that reason because like if you tell me I can't have dairy, now I just want ice cream. And if you tell me I can't have food and I can only have water, I'm just going to be thinking about food constantly. So I wish you nothing but success. I can't wait to hear about it when we convene on the 1st.
Yes. I'm hoping that it kind of gets rid of my sugar cravings. I'm really interested to see like what autophagy feels like because I've still like just, when you get older, you've got this stuff and then the pouch and I don't want it.
I can hear you doing it for like, the sugar cravings and stuff, especially around the holiday season and all that. But you don't need it physically. You're beautiful. You don't need any of that. But, I think it's great that you're focusing on your health while all of us are focusing on champagne. Like, I think that's really admirable.
Well, I know you will enjoy your champagne.
I will.
And by the time we see each other again, I will be able to enjoy something.
Okay, good.
We'll see what it is.
Yeah, you can also just do like a fresh juice and put it in a cute glass, and then there we go.
Or like a Martinelli's or something. I know.
Location cocktail for kids.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Have a wonderful holiday season. I will hope to see you Wednesday. I'll be all dressed up because I do have an event that evening. So I'll come on real quick before I go out. And I'm going to take an Uber so I can be safe. So everybody, please be careful out there. It is a crazy time. It is a very weird time, you know, just like this time of year, people are supposed to be in the holiday spirit, but really they're just rushing and angry. So just be careful. No road rage. We're in Texas, so we got to say that. And, you know, take care of yourselves, however it is, with champagne or with a water fast, whatever feels right to you. And we love you and thank you for your support this year. We'll see you next year.
Yes. Bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season and Happy New Year.
Yeah. Bye.